Good morning.
Morning, Clarissa.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So is Kevin unable to join us today or?
He'll join us. He's coming a little late this morning, but he'll be here.
Okay,
He said to go ahead and get started. He knew you were running it, so he said go ahead and have Peter start it at 9 and he'll come in, right thereafter.
sure. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Come on in, he say, just wait. Hello, world.
Hello.
How you doing?
Nice. Wow, Namibia, that's awesome.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, you.
How are you?
Good,
Hey,
thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, Erica.
nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too.
What have you been up to?
Me or everybody?
Whoever has something to share,
Anybody?
all of you.
Work, kids, life.
Pretty much.
Well, we just got back from. You want to turn that off? We have double stuff going on here for some reason.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
You can talk to me.
We just got back from the Capitol Day in Michigan, their day at the Dome. So that was,
Feel like
those
you're
are
back
always
to
good.
Canada.
Yes, we were in Canada for a day at the falls. So we enjoyed being in your neck of the woods, Peter.
Is it
Peter,
cold
exactly
there?
where in Canada are you, Peter? Toronto?
I'm about 2 hours west of Toronto. So if you can picture where Detroit and Toronto meet in the straight line, we're halfway along that line, and we're the opposite side of Lake Erie from Cleveland.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It's nice to see you again.
yeah, you too. Are you in Albania at the moment, or?
No, I had to cut. The Lord brought me back to the States. I had no idea why. And 2 weeks after I got here, my mother fell and broke her hip.
Oh
And
dear.
so, yeah, so now I am a caretaker of my 87-year-old parents. That's what I'm doing.
Mm,
So I'm in DC. I'm in Virginia, right outside of DC now.
okay.
Still working hard though.
Yeah.
Championing homeschooling all over the world. Go homeschooling.
All right.
Erica,
Well,
I was so sad to miss the Romanian thing.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I made it for 3 days there. So I missed the last day, the closing day. But we did miss you too, and we missed Sylvia and a
Yeah.
few others
Turn
that
your
were not
screen.
there.
Turn
Yeah.
mine.
all right. Well, we've got quite a crowd here. Kevin asked me to chair today, so we'll dive into it. We're going to have updates from 4 different continents today, and Eric, I think you're on the spot here because you're first on the list. Looking forward to hearing your update about Europe, what's happening in Italy in particular, and if you'd like to spend a few minutes talking about the European Conference too, I think we'd all love to hear about that as well. So please go ahead.
Sure, sure. First of all, I want to say hi to everyone, and I apologize to not be so participative in these meetings lately, but unfortunately here, I'm in Ireland now, but usually I'm in Italy, and this is a time when I teach. In fact, I was telling everybody, unfortunately, I have to run and teach right after I can introduce you to Edupar, the network, as Kevin had asked me, and so on. The meeting in Romania went very well. Again, this is one of the first meetings of this European association. So there's been a lot of work, and as all first times, things need to be tweaked and put together, but I think it's a success. There were several local families that came and enjoyed themselves and got the foundation they needed. There were many parents with newborns, very young children, and I think that's where the help is needed most, generally speaking. And it was a nice moment also for ourselves, as leaders of the homeschooling movement and advocates to come together and speak to each other in person. Zoom is wonderful, but then again, it makes a very big difference to be together in the same room and discuss what the problems are around Europe. So I must say, in general, it went well. I do have some videos. I would like to say there is some online Facebook, Instagram pages that if any of you would like to follow, it would be nice. I do have some recordings that are going to be put on those pages pretty soon. So yeah, it was the beginning of something new, and I hope it will grow. As for Italy instead, nothing has really changed on the legal point of view. We're still counting numbers in the 15,000 homeschooling students in Italy. Since the summer, a positive note has been that my foundation has been contacted by the Minister of Education because unfortunately their online pages, the minister's online pages, were kind of dry and lacked information on home education. And this created many problems when families were in, let's say, smaller school districts where eventually they were the first people homeschooling in that area. So I was contacted to work together on a project to improve the official web pages. We're in the process of doing that. It's not going as I would love because, again, I gave them my advice and they came back with something that was very different from what I said that could actually cause more problems. But we're at the point right now as we speak where I gave them my corrections and I'm crossing my fingers that they will read them. So this is, generally speaking, what is happening in Italy at the moment.
Okay, well, we can hear more. We've got lots of time, so.
Good, good. No, okay. So Kevin had asked me, seeing that the topic here is groups and creating a group and online
Sure.
communities and all that. I'm bringing my and if you could make me co-host, Peter, I would love that because I would like to share something.
Okay, Clarissa, can you do that, please?
Yeah,
Thanks. Thank you, Clarissa.
Mhm.
So I'm going to talk about Edupar. Edupar is the Italian homeschooling network. It's very Italian, but it's also very universal, as it's a story of connection, of education, and what it really takes to come together and create a space for homeschoolers in your country. So it was founded by me in 2011 with my husband. It was a time when homeschooling was almost invisible in Italy. Many people didn't know it was legally. There's somebody in the waiting room, I'll just admit.
Madam.
I'm used to hosting these Zoom meetings. So it wasn't really known as a thing, home education. Fast forward it today, Edupar has become the main reference point for Italian homeschoolers and even foreign ones. Every year, we're getting more and more foreign families on board. And we connect thousands of families across the country. What do we do? So we help parents and we help homeschooling students with free material, legal advice, personalized learning path, a community where to share things. So it's connect, it's inform, it's support, and especially inspire. We come out with videos, we come out with short articles, we understand what the needs are, and according to the year, the moment in the year, something more focused on exams, something more focused on the beginning of the year, or you name it, and we have it. I would like to give you some numbers and what our reach is at the moment, so you have a sense of scale. We have 17,000 total contacts through our newsletters and our events. On our platform that I will show you, it's a Circle platform. We have over 1,000 active members. There's a difference between an active and a passive member. Seeing that this is a subscription website, we do have many more, but maybe their subscription has expired and they're still receiving newsletters and all that, but they're not active. Or maybe they're just there to get an idea of what homeschooling is, but they're not interacting with the group. We are going to talk a little bit today about social media platforms because you cannot have something like Edupar, like a Circle network for home educators, without thinking about social media. Around all our platforms on social media, we have 50,000 and plus followers. We create between 10 to 15 monthly events nationwide in Italy. And because we have associated to this some online classes, which is what unfortunately, I'm going to soon have to go do, and I'm going to have to leave you guys. And again, I apologize because I find it really interesting, all the workshops that come out, but it's at the time I cannot attend. We have 30 plus on-demand courses that some are absolutely free. Parents can go on and then just use the courses at their own pace. Others are live, so the kids come together, and the parents also, some are catered to parents, come together and can talk and exchange opinions and learn together. And then we have, and I'll show you, 40 plus active regional or thematic groups, because then again, we split it up by Italian regions, so it's easier to locate friends and families around. And then again, we have themes like the older groups, parents with babies, or Christian families, and so on and so forth. So our main focus areas, and here maybe I'll just go a second so I show you something real. Here we go. So what you're seeing right now, this is the main page, the main area, main part of Edupar. So on the left, you see our menu. As you can see, your questions, answers to everything. There's all very, very many. We just collected a bunch of frequently asked questions, like you could imagine. There's areas where they can ask their own. I will quickly go down just a second on the menu, so you can see these are, if I open here, these are the territories, the different regions of Italy. Lombardia is here, and we give them a little orienteering, and we tell them what the next events are. For example, here we have Pavia and Milan, and so on and so forth. And then this is really long, so I'm just going to quickly breeze through it. There are projects where the kids create their own magazines, homeschooling magazines and things like that. Here we have all the different numbers, and here they talk about what they want to write in their next newspaper. We have articles all on different subjects. This is on math. So we do support them in several different ways. If you just look at the menu, I will go really quickly down. Here we have curriculum and how to plan the year for the different ages and stages. We have a video section, mentoring. This specific one is on the exams. So here, for example, the exams are a hot topic for Italians. So we want them to have as much information as they can. So this is for high school, for example. This is, to give them the advice on how not to get too stressed. And as you see, we go through the years, and you will see 2022 and going back 2016, 2021, and so on and so forth. So there's video material, there's written material, there's the central feed. Oh, this is an important tool, for example, right here. Here we have all the people that are, not all put their photo, but these are all the members. So you can easily right here do a search. And this is really important to people because they want to find, who has an 8-year-old like me and likes Roblox, or who lives in my region. So this is really important as an area, as well as the event page. All our members can create events. Obviously, some are created by us. So we know there's a standard and there's a continuity on what we're doing. We're doing a thing now called Giro d'Italia. Giro d'Italia means the tour of Italy, because we're doing events in every single region throughout this year. So you'll see many times Giro d'Italia. This one, for example, is trying to find one. We're going to Verona to listen to the orchestra in the Arena di Verona, in the Opera House. It's going to be really nice. So people click, they can create their own, they can get information, and so they can participate, but they also can be creators. We want to stimulate our homeschooling families to be creators of their events and things like that. So if you look on the left again at the menu just for a second, these are all the courses I was telling you. Many are how to learn English, because we know that is an important need. So English with songs. There's somebody, sometimes people offer us courses like this ukulele course, so we put it in. A lot of math. So these are the free ones, the ones that are not live, but then there's all the other ones too. What else can I tell you? Let's go a second, perhaps in the feed. If we look at the feed, this is where the members mi presento. It means I will introduce myself. People can comment. Again, there's some events. They're looking for pen pals. Even the children have an account on our website. So children as well as parents obviously supervise. There's parts, some of these that you see are part of the learning paths. So for example, this is a task that has been given to some of the students. Obviously, you see only the things that you're a member of, and it's all divided in groups. Other things I can tell you, let me just check here, this article, when school creates problems, that's the translation of that. This is because of yesterday, of the global outage. We all had a very hard time yesterday with the Zoom outage. There's homework being given. I'll go a little faster down just to give you an idea. Then I would like to hear, this is about the exams. We're starting right now to prep for the exams. Not so much the students in an academic way, but the parents to understand where to go and what to do. So that was a little bit an idea of what you have seen. Other things that are important and necessary to mention. We collaborate. So we collaborate obviously with different entities, local networks, some educational hubs. What makes us unique? First of all, we are parent-driven and not school-driven. That's really important. We also bridge online and offline. I think that's really important if you're thinking about creating a group like this. Remember that people want to be in person, even though they won't come at the end. You'll put a million events and they'll just come to one once a year, but you do need to offer that and keep that in mind. We nurture to all generations. In fact, sometimes we have even grandparents online, and that's fantastic. So we have parents, kids, and grandparents. And we combine a certain structure with freedom. So they can find legal clarity, but we're not like one direction. We really accept and are open to everyone, and we want to create and inspire everybody in a different way in one place. A little bit about if somebody said, I would like to do this in my country, how much does it cost? What is this platform? What are they doing? So this Edupar runs on Circle. Circle is a professional online community platform. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. So as you saw, it has many features like are useful for us, like the regional and thematic groups, the calendar, the resource library, the training sessions. It's also enhanced now with AI, of course. So the agent is not really working because homeschooling queries are so difficult that an AI cannot answer. At the moment, we're testing it, but we prefer having human interaction directly and only. We tried a few times, especially my husband, who is, the techie guy of the situation. He's like, let's try it. And I said, no, we're not trying that. It's not going to work for us. We're just too much into the family realm. So this is important. One more thing, bear with me, one more thing, the challenges, because there have been numerous challenges in creating this, and I think it's important to mention them. Okay, so first of all, it's not just the techie part, of course. It's not building a platform only, but it's building trust. And I've been at it for over 15 years. So the reason why our numbers are so good is because we've been at it for a very long time. They don't just join the platform, they join the people. So we have to have human credibility. That needs to be built. That's why we do a lot of in-person events. Consistency, warmth, integrity. Those are the 3 key elements for having something like this work. So if you want to start, first build relationships, and it doesn't take all the money like that a Circle platform. And if you're interested, I think I'll tell you how much it runs on it. Of course, there are different plans and things, but you can do it with a lot less. This is what I want to make sure everybody understands. Then you have to give before you ask, because there is a small membership fee to come on the platform. Again, especially in Italy, this was something that was mentioned when we were organizing in the UK for the global event. People think things are for free, especially in Europe, especially homeschooling. Everything has to be free, right? Everything has to be volunteer. So before you can ask for money to join something that obviously takes a lot of work to create, you do have to give free content, public presence, helpful answers. Again, build the trust. That's what turns followers into members of a website like that one. Another thing that is so time consuming and also invasive in my case for me is that social media is not optional. Again, I notice a lot of groups in different countries in Europe, I can talk about Europe, where the main members, the leaders, don't do social media or do very little social media. We're not in an era where this can go down well. Unfortunately not. If you don't know how to do it yourself, get someone who knows how to do it. Maybe one of your kids, your older kids, get them involved, because it's not marketing, it's where culture spreads. So we need social media if we want to promote home education, if we want to help home education thrive. It's not acceptable anymore to say, what is the story? I'm sorry, but it's true. It's just not feasible. At least if we want to reach out to more people. If we ignore it, nobody will find the door to our house and be able to enter. Other things is digital friction. This is really important, especially in a country like Italy. Not everybody is tech savvy. If you look at the demographics of the homeschooling movement right now, who are we talking to? We're talking to 30-year-old women, usually 40-year-old women, and not everybody is tech savvy. We have had families, and we still do, who were looking at Edupar, and they had not realized that there was a menu. They had no idea. They just thought it was because they didn't look left. They just looked in the center, or they weren't familiar because Circle comes with an app on your phone. They weren't familiar on this, of how to navigate like a general website. It's user research. So what we did, we created onboarding guides. We created welcoming calls, short videos, a visible support team, and enormous patience. That's what you need. But then again, if you're a homeschooling parent, I think you've got loads of that, and that works for you. Another few more things. Like I said before, balance offline and online. So real life encounters, workshops, meetups. Our national meeting that is in September is super needed. Other things. Oh, okay. The payment culture. That was a big one for us, because when we started in 2011, people were very scared about using their credit card or card to go online and purchase anything. Not a membership for a homeschooling website. What is homeschooling? So we had loads of trouble with that. Okay, people don't assume that people are comfortable, at least not in Europe, paying online or trusting digital systems. So we have to educate also on how to exist online safely. And also, as I said before, that not everything is free, that work has a value and it needs to be known. So transparency in money handling and privacy protection are essential if you want to head out and do something this way. Consistency beats perfection. I have come out, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go so long. I'm going to cut it short now. Consistency beats perfection. It's true. A lot of people are like, I have to be perfect before I head out and do something like that. I did newsletters that were like really wrong in many different ways. And I sometimes, grammar mistakes or things like that. It's kind of like when you decide to have a child, you're never going to be ready. So just go for it. And then as you go, your reliability is going to show your true colors. So the design, the mission, all this has to remain coherent because it builds legacy. Other few quick things. I think I touched most of our subjects. I just wanted to give you, I had noted the costs. Oh, the funny thing, can I tell you one really funny thing that happened this week is that we got an email from Circle. So imagine Circle is this worldwide platform that so many communities use, right? They wrote to us saying that in the world, we are one of the most active groups worldwide, and they're coming out with an article, and if it comes out, I will post it on our WhatsApp group, because they said that worldwide we are one of the most active groups on Circle. And I was like, whoa, that's incredible. Can you imagine little us in Italy, getting an email from Circle that is used by really big corporations and things? But it's because of the power of homeschooling, I think, and what they're doing. I wanted to see if I could find, just give me 1 second if you're interested in the costs. I feel that is a practical, important thing. And then I'll close. I'll wrap it up. So okay, we operate. I'll read it from the note. I won't lie, this is my husband's note. Edupar operates on a subscription-based model available through monthly and annual plans. So for educational use, our costs with Circle are $2,000 per year. And it obviously depends on the number of members and all the advanced features that we have selected. We have most of the features, so this could be for anyone starting a realistic cost, okay? And this model provides financial predictability, scalability, and privacy, making it suitable for structured communities like Edupar, like ours. So thank you very much for listening. And I'm really sorry that I have to run away now, but I have a little boy as well. Does anybody have questions?
Let's not take questions right now, but Erica, if you're able to put your email in the chat or how you'd like people to contact you, they could do that. And then we can move on to our next presentation. Is that possible?
Sure.
Okay, super. Thank you. Thank you for that update. That's very, very interesting. So thank you, Erica. And we'll move on to Carlos Vinicius from Brazil. And Carlos, you have the floor. I think you'll probably have to unmute yourself, but looking forward to hearing what you have to say about Brazil today.
Okay, good morning for everyone. For those who are in the morning, and for those who are good afternoon for everyone else. It's a pleasure for me to be here today sharing our experience in Brazil and more specific about how ANED has been reorganized. And I'd like to thank, first of all, thank for God for the mission that He has given to us to do it and to join with others that are working for so long time here in Brazil and around the world, especially in encouraging us to move forward. And thanking Kevin Bowden for encouraging us, supporting us to keep this fight. Let me try to share my screen to see if it will be possible here. What can, oh, now I see. Probably someone needs to allow me to share the screen. Yeah, thank you. And here we are. Let's talk about ANED. ANED is our National Homeschool Association for Brazil. And here we are focused on supporting homeschool families in Brazil. And just a brief history for it. We are moved by God's word, God's vision, and mainly by his main commandment about to raise our children in his ways. And remember that the children are the heritage from the Lord and the fruit of the womb of in his reward. So as Jesus spoke to his disciples, handle therefore to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. So the children belongs to God, and we need to maintain this focus in our constantly and daily work for it. And so ANED is moving forward to help families in all circumstances, no matter what they include, no matter what they believe, but we maintain the focus in supporting families on their duty of this way. So our history in Brazil is, we need to share with you guys that Brazil in the past, we didn't face any problem to homeschool our kids in Brazil. In the past, I mean about 50 years ago, for example, when the United States was fighting for the right to homeschool their own children in Brazil, on that time in 60s and 70s and 80s, there wasn't any kind of problem to do it. But after the 90s in Brazil, the persecution has started to happen here. And the families wasn't awareness about it, wasn't organized, and wasn't keeping their right. So the family lose the right, not the right, sorry, lose the freedom they have to do it. So we need to maintain the awareness about the freedom. So starting in 1994, the first bill was presented in the National Congress to recognize, to give back the freedom for families and to maintain it. But on that time, the family was just spread out, not so organized on it. So it's just to say that our fight starts for more than 30 years. It mainly focused on the next to the Congress in face of the advocacy on that area. And we have moved forward on it. We have achieved a lot of good results until now, but we still live in a country that is not total guaranteed the right to homeschool. We believe we have the right, but in different terms, we have no easy way to do it. So we are trying to achieve the recognition in a federal law. Is another circumstance that we could have another moment to share about the legal question in Brazil. But the history in asking this respect and the recognition takes for a long time. In 1998, we have pictures from families advocacy for it, just a small group of family. And year by year, we have facing different situations. In 2018, the Supreme Court decided that it was necessary having a federal law regulating it, but also recognizing that homeschooling wasn't against our constitutional. So I don't know how can I say this in English, but we have the right, but we have the conditionals and the way we need to do it. So we move forward, join and growing in numbers, in strategies, mainly on that time, mainly focus on the National Congress to achieve the recognition. So in May of 2022, Brazil homeschool bill was approved in the Brazil House Legislative, and after that was passed to the Senate. And until now, the bill is on the Senate. This bill is the main rule defined by the Congress, and so in the way that how the children need to will be homeschooling the kids in the way. So the bill is not already concluded. It was approved on the House and now is waiting at the Senate. And we are working hard year by year, day by day in the Congress trying to achieve this. But we couldn't stay just focused only on the Congress. The homeschool movement in Brazil is growing and growing fast and fast, 50% a year. We are already more than 75,000 families. It means more than 150 students, homeschool students in Brazil. We could be more. I believe we are more, but we haven't official data for it. But the main pain we feel is about 15% of families that have been persecuted and their rights are being violated. Because of these other pains and others challenge, we reorganized our national association. Not to be only focused on the legal recognition, on the bill, on the law, but also in supporting families and defending families and promoting a better environment for this growth and beautiful godly movement here. So ANED was founded in 2010 by a group of family, and always was mainly maintained by volunteers. But in September 2023, we started ANED with a new strategic plan, and we reorganized our structure. So we defined a General Assembly, 10 members, Administrative Council Board, 5 members. All of these are just volunteer members, okay, that are working and supporting homeschool. I am nowadays in the chair of the Administrative Council Board for ANED, and we have Executive Director Board, 2 members. They are almost volunteer, just a small reward to keep some responsibility on it. We have 6 coordinators responsibility for each one of our objective key results where we organize. They also just receive a small reward for their support on us, and they are helped, for example, with others volunteers on it. We have on this way an IT and digital marketer partner that are paid for the support service in maintain our website, our social medias, our approach in a digital way. Brazil is a large and huge country, is almost a continental country. So without digital approach, we can't achieve that whole homeschooling, the national wide we face here. So we raised IT partner on this way. And we also started a legal defense service inside ANED, hiring 2 specialists and accrediting, training attorneys. We will try to talk more about it. So we defined for ANED a mission in promote and guarantee the educational freedom of families who choose home education. Our vision in to be recognized as the main entity promoting educational freedom and home education in Latin America to support the families on it, and specific values in a Christian worldview to help and serve those families on this one. And we also defined 6 strategic objectives, pragmatic objective on this way, to promote the legal recognition and legal security of home education in Brazil and its association, and create a network of assistances and advice for homeschool families, especially the associated, encourage the offer of provide access to a plurality of programs, curriculums, and educational resources, hold, promote, and participation in national, international forums and educational freedom, and stimulate and disseminate academic research on home education and educational freedom. And for all of these, we need to develop the membership base and promote the financial sustainability for ANED. We understood that we should have these strategic objectives to know where we are going through. So starting ANED in September 2023, we are growing we are growing month after month. We expected to grow more than we are, but praise the Lord, we are achieving almost 1,000 in during up the end of this year. We hope to achieve more than it. Until now, we are growing, and praise the Lord for it. And we organized for the first objective. We inaugurated the legal assistance service, organizing a course for training and accreditation in legal defense for attorneys. And we hired 2 specialists to advise the group. And on this way, we have already more than 20 accredited attorneys that work together in ANED. And on this way, in our association, we offer the legal defense service for all those associations that required it. But we have, until now, we have a maximum capacity. So they apply and we analyze the request. And if be possible, and if we have the budget enough, we approve the request. Until now, we have received, since last year, we have just completed 1 year on this service. We have received more than 65 assistance requests through the form we displayed for. And until now, more than 32 numbers of approved requests to be in the directly defense, and others case we are linked in the defense, because sometimes the family has already hired their own attorney, but they also request the ANED support to join their case, even when they have their own attorney. So it's just to explain how it works. And the attorneys join the course they are trained for, and we move promoting and capacitating them on this way. And the two specialists are the heads that work with the attorneys doing the technical legal defense job on this way. And we also offer mentorship for our associated, one mentorship by month for them with different area, with different specialists, all of them homeschooled parents here, offering service, offers content to encourage, to support them on the path. And we also offer some specific workshop that we name Safe Homeschooling Workshop that explain better for families the legal scenario in Brazil. For the majority of them, it's so difficult to understand the challenge and the risks, and to help them on this way. Just moving forward, we have partners group to offer a discount for associated. We joined some events, general events in Brazil to be there and to encourage, to improve our stakeholders in promoting homeschool approach. And we are moving to in growth and encourage and promote the academic research on home educational, focus on home educational freedom. We're expecting as soon as possible display a kind of forgot the name, a magazine, sorry, a magazine with articles specifically from an ad promoting the and disseminating the academic research focus on freedom education in Brazil. And so sorry if I took too much time, or I didn't see here, but for those who would like to know more about ANED, we have our website, and or for those who would like to support us making a donation, you are be comfortable for it. Let me just share, if I have just a few minutes more. It is our website here. The families can see more about what we are doing, our goals, our mission, and our objectives, their workshops, the legal defense, and the homeschool movement scenarios and numbers here in Brazil is all is spread out here in our website. And we also have a member associated member area reserved and protected for them to discuss some specific topics there, or in some groups or chat groups. So is that
Super.
Thank you for.
Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate your presentation. All right, and we're going to turn now to another continent, to South Africa, and Karen van Oostrum is going to tell us about the Pestalozzi Trust. And Karen, I don't know if you're able to give us a short update on any developments with the Africa Home Education Exchange as well, but certainly the floor is yours.
Well, thanks, Peter. And thank you for inviting me to share something about the Pestalozzi Trust. We are a tiny organization compared to legal defense funds, but we are the largest homeschooling association in South Africa. And although we would like all homeschoolers to be part of the trust, we think there are around 10% of all homeschoolers in South Africa do belong to the trust. And we are funded almost exclusively by membership fees. So we have a modest membership fee to enable everyone to join us and to enjoy our membership benefits, but also micro schools have asked to become members of the trust. So we have a category of membership for micro schools too. You know, these small cottage schools, learning centers, tutor centers. In all countries that I've heard, they have problems to get registered just to operate legally. So we also assist them in that long process that they are struggling to get registered. So we are very thankful for the work that we've been doing since 1998 in South Africa. And the Lord has protected us in many conflicts and battles, and we are so thankful for that. And we receive many thank you messages for the work, and it's wonderful to be able to make a difference in people's lives, to help them ensure that their kids receive a good education, free from bullying, and able to pursue their interests and learning how to follow the Lord in their daily lives. So I quote a few of our thank you messages here. Thank you to everyone in the Pestalozzi Trust team for all your unwavering dedication, hard work, and support. Our journey in this homeschool struggle would not be possible without you. Thank you that we can leave the legal business to you and focus on the best interests of our children at home. The next one, it's given us such peace of mind to be part of Pestalozzi during our homeschooling journey. And thank you for providing the psychological safety for all the years I've been a member. And another member writes, we believe the trust to be an exceptionally valuable asset and resource to the homeschooling community and indeed the whole country at large, even if they might not know it. So what are the main aims of the trust? In our trust deed, it's explained like this. The object of the trust is to create a fund for educational purposes. 1, to preserve the fundamental rights of Christian belief, the belief that the triune God is the creator and through the Son, the savior of mankind, and to preserve Christian family values and ways of education, as well as the Christian duty to serve all persons without discrimination, including discrimination on grounds of religion, belief, or ethnicity. And then to preserve for all children and families of whatever faith the same fundamental religious, family, and educational rights and freedoms as those claimed for Christians. 3, at the sole discretion of the trustees to preserve the fundamental universally and families to diligently guide and direct the education of their children. So to summarize, we protect the child's right to education and parents' right to choose what kind of education they would regard as in the best interest of their children. So the trust fund and all activities are administered by a board of trustees, and they appoint personnel and also from time to time approach homeschooling experts and friends to be appointed to our advisory board. And organizations such as ours needs lots of input as a sounding board, you could say, for our ideas and strategy. And we are grateful to be able to have access to the advice and wisdom of GHEX board members Peter Stock and Kevin Bowden. They were also speakers at our Freedom Conference we held in March, and together with Juliet English, they contributed valuable content that we can use for. I can post a link to their contributions in the chat. So we run the trust with a tiny number of permanent personnel, and then further make use of the services of consultants to the trust for various matters, legal and strategic matters. And for instance, I also use the services of a homeschooling mom who is a social worker when I have to deal with sensitive cases. And for a long time, my husband, my late husband, Leonard, and I, with our children, were sort of the only personnel in the trust, were doing workshops all over the country, and the children helping in the office. And so this situation changed drastically after Leonard's death, but we are still very small. We would love to employ more personnel, but that will come at the right time. The trust. Depending on the kind of problem our members face, we use the services of certain attorneys, law firms that we have identified over the years. The executive of the trust meet regularly to handle emergency cases and urgent inquiries from members and to plan out all our activities. For us, it's very important to keep our members informed so that they don't walk into trouble with open eyes. And solid information is also very valuable to demystify all the myths that exist about what the law actually says and what the trust actually does. We have a few telephone lines where we share information on the law, registration, and how to start homeschooling with the public and also by email. And one of the services that we offer is an emergency line that is open 24/7. So members get access to that line when their membership is activated. And it is used, for instance, when a family is suddenly visited by social workers or by the police, when they feel that their homeschooling is being in danger, or when they feel that their rights as parents are overstepped. So then we assess this situation, and then we can provide the family with options on how to deal with the matter. And lately, we've actually seen a rise in the number of welfare cases that we have to deal with. Well, in our interaction with the authorities, it's often very difficult to try and influence law and policy when officials keep you at an arm's length. However, we've been diligently commented on all the legal documents, the policies and bills and everything that's been coming out over the years. And we've also assisted our members to comment and to submit all the comments. And in that way, we've actually succeeded in slowing down the progress of the Bella Bill to a number of years, so that we could make good comments. And for the past few years, we have, together with a few high-level officials, been involved in a national task team, which has been tasked with to write regulations on homeschooling in accordance with the Bella Act. An excellent opportunity presented itself to us. The new law that homeschoolers need to register in order to be exempted from compulsory school attendance. Non-registration could lead to prosecution for parents. So what we did is we started a registration project. We wrote careful guidelines for our members to help them protect their rights while registering. And then we offered them that we could review their applications, all the application documents for them before they're submitted. And in that way, we actually we were able to make contact with all the Provincial Education Department officials, whereas we have to deal with all these applications. We also, the members have been very appreciative of everything that we've done to help them with the registration. Because the nice thing about the new and the new clause in the law is that if a family submits their application, and after 60 days it has not been processed, that family is deemed to be registered or deemed to be approved. So this is in this way, thousands of homeschoolers have actually been registered in a way what is basically notification. So so this has been a very interesting time for us during the past few months. We've been working very hard and processing many applications and registrations, thousands of them. But just by the way, only about 30% at this stage of the year, it's now October, these applications had to be submitted by the 23rd of January. So at this stage, only about 30% of the registrations have been processed by the department. So we're looking at a large backlog, and we are constantly reminding them and just keeping up sort of the irritation aspect in that way. So I know Christopher Cordero spoke about the Constitutional Court case that we launched against the Bella Act in June. So I won't talk about that now. But although that law, the Bella Act, is fraught with vague statements and contradictions, we scored a few very good points in our long, drawn-out pre-promulgation fight against the Bella Bill. The one is home visits were removed. And then a registration was changed from after every phase, every 3 years, to register only once and then notify twice. And in addition, very strong procedural protections are now built in. If an education department official wants to cancel your application. A little bit of history. Looking back, I can just thank the Lord that He has protected us for so many years. So the trust was founded by my late husband, Leendert van Oostrum, and our family played a central role in it from the beginning, as I said. It actually evolved from the Association for Homeschooling that we founded in 1992. Those years were characterized by political unrest and huge legal changes when our government changed to a constitutional democracy. In 1996, homeschooling for the first time was legalized in South Africa in the SA Schools Act, but we soon realized that there were loopholes in the law that could leave a homeschooling family unprotected at the mercy of the state. So, and we were encouraged by the example of our brother organizations, the HSLDA and the HSLDA Canada, to start a legal defense fund. Dr. Christopher Klicker from the HSLDA reached out to us and provided valuable advice, and we did found the trust in 1998, and following the advice of our colleagues in the US, we decided on the structure of a perpetual trust in which the present trustees choose the following ones, in that way preventing a takeover by negative elements. The next question was, and the last one is, what should we call the Legal Defense Fund in this country of ours with 12 official languages? The answer was provided in the research that Leendert did for his master's degree in education at that stage, and the result was that the trust deed now reads, in honor and recognition of the pedagogical and social vision of Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi, father of scientific pedagogy, who advocated home education in the interest of the family as the basic unit of society, of children, and the disadvantaged, the trust created in terms of this deed shall be known as Pestalozzi Trust. Thank you. So if you have any questions, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Karen. And maybe, Karen, you could provide your email address in the chat for people if they'd like to pass questions along to you. We're getting right close to the hour, so we're going to wrap things up here. I'll just make two brief notices here, or notes. One is, of course, to everyone who's been participating. You've heard 3 presentations today, and if you'd like to present on what's happening in your nation, we'd love to hear about it. So if that's something that's on your heart to do, and you're willing to do that, please contact Clarissa or Kevin and let them know that you're willing to be a presenter in a future meeting, and we'd love to have you. The other point is, you'll notice on the agenda there are a number of meetings somewhere in the world, around the world, listed. Not all of them have perhaps enough information attached for you to be able to participate in them. Clarissa, I'm just wondering if perhaps we could send out just a little bit of an update to folks for the events that are still happening, and provide either a website or some sort of way for folks to find out how they can participate in those events. I noticed there's a looks like a homeschool seminar that's offered next week in Spanish, but if I wanted to participate, I don't know how to do that right now. So if we could share that information, that would be wonderful. Okay, so we're at the end of the hour, and we'll end on time. Thanks everyone for tuning in today, and our next meeting is November 11th. So mark that on your calendars, and you'll definitely be getting a Zoom invite. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.